The exclusion. Commander Maya Chen squinted at the sensor readings on her patrol ship's main display. Something was wrong. The Artemis had detected an unusual signal while on routine patrol near Jupiter's orbit, a signal that didn't match any known human transmission pattern. Lieutenant Park, run another diagnostic. These readings can't be right, she ordered, brushing a strand of dark hair from her face. Park's fingers danced across his console. Diagnostic complete, Commander. No system errors detected. The signal is still there. Maya leaned forward. Origin. That's the strange part. It's coming from approximately 20 astronomical units beyond Pluto's orbit. And it's structured. Complex modulation patterns. This isn't random cosmic noise. Maya felt a chill run through her body. After decades of searching the cosmos for signs of intelligent life, humanity might have finally found something. Or rather, something had found them. Send everything to Earth Command, Priority Alpha, and maintain position. Within 24 hours, every major observatory in the solar system had been redirected to analyze the signal. 3 days later, the first response pattern was transmitted back toward the source. What followed was a carefully orchestrated series of communications that gradually built a basic translation framework. The signal's source was revealed to be a scout vessel from something called the Galactic Assembly, a confederation of spacefaring species that govern much of the Milky Way. After 6 months of cautious back-and-forth communication, Earth received an unexpected message, an invitation to send representatives to present humanity's case for potential membership. Director Nadia Volkov stood before the United Earth Council, her expression grave. The Assembly's invitation represents the most significant moment in human history. Our delegation must be chosen with extraordinary care. On the massive display behind her, images of the proposed delegation members appeared: scientists, diplomats, military representatives, and cultural experts, all selected from Earth's finest. Ambassador Julian Reynolds will lead our diplomatic team, she continued, gesturing to a distinguished man with silver-streaked hair. Dr. Elias Okafor will head our scientific contingent. Dr. Okafor, a tall Nigerian physicist with intense eyes and a reputation for brilliance, nodded solemnly from his seat. At 42, he had revolutionized humanity's understanding of quantum field dynamics. If anyone could comprehend advanced alien technology, it would be him. The journey to the assembly station took 3 weeks aboard the newly constructed diplomatic vessel Unity. The ship had been built specifically for this mission, incorporating Earth's most advanced technology while displaying aesthetic elements from various human cultures. When they finally arrived, the human delegation was awestruck. The assembly station was a massive structure that seemed to defy conventional physics, a gleaming construct of impossible geometries and shimmering energy fields extending for kilometers in every direction. "It's beautiful," whispered Dr. Okafor, his scientific mind already racing to understand the principles behind such construction. They were met by a reception party of varied alien forms, some vaguely humanoid, others utterly unlike anything evolved on Earth. Their guide, a tall, graceful being with iridescent skin who called itself Telleran, led them through vast corridors. The assembly consists of 117 spacefaring civilizations, Telleran explained through the translation devices provided to the humans. Each has demonstrated sufficient technological advancement and societal stability to contribute to our shared prosperity. Ambassador Reynolds maintained perfect diplomatic composure, but inwardly he marveled at the diversity of life forms moving through the station. Some floated through specialized atmosphere tubes, others moved on multiple limbs or glided on fields of energy. The formal presentation was scheduled for the following day, giving the human delegation time to prepare. That night, in their assigned quarters, Dr. Okafor approached Ambassador Reynolds. "Something strange about their technology," he said quietly. "I've been taking readings with the portable sensors we brought. Their energy signatures are inefficient, almost as if they're skimming only the surface of something deeper." Reynolds frowned. "What do you mean?" I'm not sure yet, but their technology seems to be missing something fundamental, something we might actually understand better than they do. The presentation chamber was a vast amphitheater, with representatives from dozens of species arranged in tiered seating. The human delegation stood on a central platform, feeling the weight of billions of alien eyes upon them. Ambassador Reynolds spoke eloquently of Earth's history, its struggles and triumphs, its art and science, its hopes for the future. He emphasized humanity's rapid technological development and their desire to join the interstellar community as equal partners. When he finished, there was a long silence before the assembly's adjudicator, a being of crystalline structure, spoke. We will now hear from the evaluation committee. What followed was devastating. One by one, committee members rose to voice concerns about humanity's application. Their technological development is rudimentary, stated a being with multiple eye stalks, barely capable of limited interstellar travel. Their history is stained with conflict, added another. They have nearly destroyed their home planet multiple times. Their emotional volatility makes them unpredictable and dangerous, declared a third. Their literature glorifies violence and rebellion. Dr. Okafor watched Ambassador Reynolds maintain his diplomatic composure despite the increasingly harsh assessments. When the final committee member had spoken, the adjudicator addressed the human delegation. The petition for Earth's membership is denied, the crystalline being announced. Humanity is not yet ready to join the galactic community. You may reapply in 100 standard cycles when sufficient advancement has been demonstrated. The journey back to Earth was somber. The delegation had failed in their mission, and humanity would remain isolated from the interstellar community. Yet Dr. Okafor spent most of the return voyage analyzing the data he had collected, growing increasingly excited by what he found. 3 days before reaching Earth, he called an impromptu meeting of the scientific team. Look at these energy signatures, he said, displaying his findings. The Assembly's technology utilizes what they call subspace fields for power generation, gravity manipulation, and faster-than-light travel. Dr. Sophia Zhang, a quantum theorist, studied the patterns. These readings are strange. It's almost as if they're only seeing part of the picture, Okafor finished for her. They're accessing just the surface ripples of something much deeper. Dr. Zhang's eyes widened as understanding dawned. Are you suggesting what I think you are? Okafor nodded, a smile spreading across his face. They've completely missed the unified quantum substrate. They've built an interstellar civilization without ever discovering one of the most fundamental aspects of reality. When the Unity returned to Earth, Dr. Okafor immediately requested a closed session with the United Earth Council. 6 hours later, Project Revelation was established, a top-secret initiative to develop technology based on Dr. Okafor's discovery. Research facilities were constructed in remote locations across the planet, with the brightest minds in quantum physics reassigned to the project. Traditional rivalries between nations were set aside in pursuit of this breakthrough. 8 months into the project, the first prototype quantum reactor activated in an underground facility beneath the Antarctic ice. The small device, no larger than a refrigerator, produced enough clean energy to power a small city. Dr. Okafor stared at the readings in disbelief. It's working even better than we predicted, he said to Dr. Zhang. The energy density is off the charts. Director Volkov, observing from behind a protective barrier, turned to her advisors. How soon until we can scale this up? 6 months for a full-sized reactor, replied Dr. Zhang. But energy generation is just the beginning. The gravitational applications alone could revolutionize space travel, and we've barely scratched the surface of what's possible. 3 weeks later, Earth's deep space monitoring stations detected multiple ships entering the solar system. The Assembly had noticed the unusual energy signatures emanating from Earth and sent observers to investigate. Director Volkov called an emergency meeting of the Earth Council. They're watching us, she said, displaying the tracking data of the alien vessels now orbiting discreetly at the edges of the solar system. They know something's happening. Ambassador Reynolds leaned forward. So what do we do? Hide our research? Dr. Okafor shook his head. No, we do the opposite. We show them exactly what we've discovered. A smile played across his face, and we do it with style. The response. Dr. Elias Okafor stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed orbital platform Prometheus, watching as the final modules were assembled by autonomous construction drones. The massive structure gleamed in the sunlight, its design deliberately impressive. A statement of human ingenuity and determination. "Status report?" he asked, not taking his eyes off the view. Dr. Sophia Jung consulted her tablet. "The quantum core is stable. All systems are integrating perfectly. We'll be ready for the demonstration in 3 days." Okafor nodded, satisfaction evident in his expression. "And our guests? The invitation signal has been broadcasting for 2 weeks. We're tracking multiple vessels approaching the solar system, far more than we anticipated. When the Assembly had rejected Earth's application for membership, humanity could have retreated into isolation or attempted to advance along conventional technological lines. Instead, under Dr. Okafor's guidance, they had taken a third option, leveraging their discovery of the quantum substrate to announce themselves to the galaxy on their own terms. The invitation had been simple but audacious. Earth would demonstrate a technological breakthrough in exactly 1 month and invited representatives from all spacefaring civilizations to witness it. The message had bypassed the Assembly's formal channels, broadcasting directly to every known world. The Assembly had officially declined the invitation, declaring it presumptuous for a rejected species to summon established civilizations. Yet Assembly scout vessels remained in the solar system, monitoring Earth's activities with increasing concern. More surprisingly, ships from dozens of other worlds began arriving. Independent trading planets, non-aligned species, even some Assembly members acting against their leadership's directive. They came out of curiosity, opportunity, or simple defiance of Assembly authority. Director Volkov joined Okafor on the observation deck. "The Assembly has sent a formal protest," she said, handing him a datapad. "They're demanding we cease unauthorized technological experimentation immediately." Okafor laughed. "They're afraid. They should be." "Are you certain this is the right approach?" Volkov asked. "This is a significant provocation." "They excluded us, Nadia," Okafor replied, his expression hardening. "They called us primitive and volatile. They need to understand that humanity won't be sidelined." By the day of the demonstration, over 200 alien vessels orbited near the Prometheus platform. The station's massive reception chamber had been designed to accommodate diverse environmental needs, with specialized atmospheric sections for different biological requirements. Ambassador Reynolds took his position at the central podium, facing the assembled representatives from across the galaxy. Behind him, the quantum core hummed quietly, its true capabilities hidden behind elegant paneling. "Distinguished representatives," Reynolds began, his words translated instantly through devices provided to all attendees. "Thank you for accepting Earth's invitation. 3 standard galactic cycles ago, humanity was deemed unworthy of joining your community. We were told our technology was primitive and our understanding limited." He paused, his gaze sweeping across the gathering. That assessment may have been correct at the time, but sometimes being outside a system allows one to see what those within cannot. At his signal, Dr. Okafor stepped forward. "While studying assembly technologies, we discovered something fundamental that had been overlooked by all spacefaring civilizations for millennia." Okafor activated a holographic display showing complex energy patterns. "This is how your civilizations currently harness energy from subspace fields." He pressed a control, changing the display. "And this is what we discovered beneath those same fields." The hologram expanded dramatically, revealing intricate quantum structures flowing beneath the standard energy pattern. Even without technical understanding, the difference was visually striking, like comparing a simple sketch to a detailed 3-dimensional model. Murmurs spread through the audience. Several alien scientists moved closer to the display, their sensory organs focused intently on the new information. Words cannot fully explain what we've discovered, Okafor continued. So instead, we will demonstrate. He nodded to Dr. Zhang, who activated a sequence. The wall panels around the quantum core retracted, revealing its pulsing heart. A swirling, shifting mass of energy contained within crystalline structures. What you are seeing is a stable quantum fold, a direct connection to the underlying structure of reality itself. We call it the quantum substrate. Okafor activated a simple control sequence. The core brightened, and across the Prometheus, systems that had been dormant came to life. The station's lights intensified, but more impressively, the gravity shifted, becoming perfectly Earth-normal throughout all sections simultaneously, regardless of previous settings. Energy conversion at 500% efficiency, reported Dr. Zhang. All systems nominal. From the assembly section, a tall, multi-limbed delegate rose. Impossible, they declared through their translator. The power requirements for unified gravitational fields would exceed your reactor's visible capacity by factors of thousands. Okafor smiled. Exactly. Yet here we stand. The demonstration continued as Okafor activated various systems. A protective field enveloped the Prometheus, visible as a subtle shimmer that extended outward. Unlike conventional shields that required massive energy input, this one maintained stability without apparent power drain. The applications extend far beyond energy production, Okafor explained. Faster than light travel without conventional limitations, matter reconfiguration, environmental adaptation. We've only begun to explore the possibilities. From the assembly delegation, a crystalline being rose. This is clearly deception, they declared. No species could make such a leap from primitive technology to this. You must have stolen this knowledge. Okafor remained calm. We expected skepticism. That's why we've prepared a more dramatic demonstration. He pressed a final control. Outside the station, in the vacuum of space, a small probe detached from the Prometheus and moved to a clear area. As the gathered representatives watched, the probe seemed to fold in on itself, disappearing entirely, only to reappear instantly on the opposite side of Earth's orbit. The observation deck erupted in astonished exclamations and hurried conversations, as species across the galaxy realized the implications of what they had just witnessed. Ambassador Reynolds stepped forward again as the commotion continued. Distinguished representatives, he began, his voice cutting through the noise. What you have witnessed today is only the beginning of what quantum substrate technology can achieve. We have already developed practical applications beyond energy production. With a gesture, he activated another holographic display, showing various devices, from handheld medical tools to spacecraft components. Earth stands at a crossroads, he continued. We could develop this technology alone, or we can share it with those who recognize humanity as equals. The statement hung in the air, its implication clear to everyone present. This was not a plea for acceptance, it was an offer with conditions. We propose a new technological exchange partnership, open to all civilizations who wish to participate. Earth will share quantum substrate advancements in exchange for fair access to galactic resources, knowledge, and trade networks. The assembly delegation rose immediately, their translator broadcasting their spokesperson's words. This is unacceptable. The assembly alone determines technology distribution throughout civilized space. This demonstration, while impressive, does not change Earth's status. A representative from a non-aligned trading world stood. The assembly speaks only for its members. My world would be interested in this partnership. Similar declarations followed from dozens of other representatives. The assembly members watched in growing alarm as the galactic order they had maintained for centuries began to shift before their eyes. Ambassador Reynolds addressed the assembly representatives directly. You rejected us because you believed we had nothing to offer. You were wrong. Humanity will join the galactic community, not as supplicants, but as pioneers of a new technological era. As the delegations departed the Prometheus to report back to their worlds, Dr. Okafor joined Reynolds on the observation deck. Together, They watched the diverse fleet of vessels prepare to return to their home systems, each carrying news of humanity's breakthrough. "What happens now?" Reynolds asked. Okafor smiled. Now the galaxy adjusts to a new reality, one where humanity cannot be ignored." He turned to face the ambassador. "They shut us out, thinking we would remain isolated and primitive. Instead, we're about to change everything." In the weeks that followed, Earth began receiving diplomatic communications from hundreds of worlds seeking technological partnerships. The Assembly, faced with a fundamental shift in the galactic balance of power, formally rescinded their rejection of Earth's membership application. But humanity was no longer interested in merely joining their club. They had discovered their own path to the stars, one that would reshape the galaxy forever.